Hey, what's up guys, Claudine here, and today I'm going to show you guys that I've hit a quad feed in every single Bad Business map that's in the official lineup, and every seasonal or festival maps that are just reskins of a certain map are just going to be counted as one map, and all the clips are going to be all recent clips that I've hit them on a certain map, so yeah, the most recent I can find at least. Also, I'm gonna be judging these maps and going through them by a difficulty chart. It's gonna go from Cakewalk all the way to impossible. Now you guys might be wondering, there's no freebie difficulty. Well, in truth, there will never be, freebies in terms of hitting quad feeds in Bad Business, because it's quite tough to hit a clean quad feed according to the community. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. It's going based off of Roblox badge difficulty, so yeah, keep that in mind. Without further ado, let's get to it. First map is Legacy Brazil, which is quite a cakewalk, I'd say. All I have to do is just go to a spawn with a huge lane on it, and you can just get free kills from it, or just look to the sides and kill enemies from there. So yeah. Moving on to easy difficulty, we got storage. So storage is actually not too bad either. Both the easy and cakewalk maps, by the way, are all dependent on where the servers are, really try-hardish or whatever. So keep that in mind. Storage, I'll just say this, it's quite not that bad. All you just have to do is, check the spawns, check if, enemies are gonna come out there and stuff, and yeah, that's all I have to do. Legacy Canal is up next, and all you have to do is check the 3 lanes, and especially the camp spot. So yeah, that's that. Runoff is the same thing. Do I have to say more other than it's just a reskin? I mean, it counts as an official map, in terms of it's on a lineup, but it counts as a separate map, I guess. We move on to moderate difficulty, and the first one I pick in that difficulty would be Area 51. It's really not that bad, but you just have to be lucky or get lucky on spawns, and yeah, you just hit a feed. Brazil, same thing as Legacy Brazil, but it's a bit more crunched and smaller, so that's one thing that sucks about it compared to Legacy Brazil, and why it's like 2 difficulties more harder than Legacy version of it. Yeah. Legacy Chernobyl's next. Honestly, it's just spawns, shouldn't be too bad, but the thing is, there's gonna be other lanes that are gonna interrupt your feed, so be mindful of that. Hydro's next, and why it's in this difficulty, it's simple. There are other lanes in the map that has enemies that'll split your feed in this map, so I chose that to be in moderate compared to the other difficulties. You just get a high probability of getting split while trying to hit a feed there, so yeah. Waterways is probably the hardest of the moderate, even though it's really not that hard. So you just have to be lucky with spawns, and lucky that there are no enemies crowding over that spawn, just shooting at one direction and stuff. Just be careful with positioning and stuff. So yeah, we move on to challenging difficulty, and first map would be Chernobyl. Chernobyl is basically, you know, Legacy Chernobyl, but way more cluttered, so that's why it's in this difficulty. Legacy Area 51, this one is even more cluttered, but it's still manageable if you're able to trap, you know, enemies at one area and you're able to kill them quite quick. So that's that. Launch facility, it's really not that bad, but it does tend to get challenging if you're not careful with the, you know, lanes and stuff, which will cause you to get split. So if all enemies, for example, crowd over a near spawn area, then it's free kills, free feed. Soviet Square, you know, same thing as launch facility, I guess. Camp near the spawn area and just get feed. It does get challenging since, you know, enemies might be further into the map, so that's that. Live fire is extremely more cluttered than every other map else in this category, except you can actually stand a chance in this map, so that's that. Homestead, very campy, but it's still manageable. At least it will be challenging, but you're still able to hit a feed here, so that's in my opinion. Next up is hard. We go with standoff for the first hard difficulty map. Standoff is kind of awkward, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, you can't really do anything if other lanes get, like, you know, distracted by enemies and your allies just shoot off and slow your feed. So you have to fire fast. Yeah, you have to kill enemies fast. Trainwreck is the same thing as standoff. Just kill your enemies quite fast in a single area if you have the chance, and yeah, you'll stand a chance if you do so. Courtyards, if you see a lane, you might even get lucky, but you know, since each lane is very far away from each other, it's gonna be quite hard to, you know, not get split. So that's that. And areas are all over the place. So we move on to extreme, and first up is convoy. I do not like this map, so I should put this like the hardest of the extreme, but you know, it might actually get easy if you know how to like camp it through and get a feed. So here's me struggling at the last kill because my heart rate was so being so fast I couldn't even focus. Yeah, that explains why I couldn't aim at the last kill. So yeah, Legacy Arena, very infamous for being one of the most toughest maps to hit a feed on, but in reality it ends up not being too bad if you know how to shoot fast and kill your enemies fast. You know, it's overall not too bad. Cargo, this map is gonna get revamped, but I really don't care. I'm just gonna make a feed. I'm just gonna show you guys a pre-revamped cargo feed here, and this is a quad ×2, by the way, so that's that. And trust me, I do not want to go through this map and hit a quad feed there again, please. Mount Everest, it's all over the place, I'd say, compared to the other difficulty maps we've covered so far. So you just have to shoot fast, so that's all you have to do. Okay, so here we got shopping center at the hardest of the extreme, because unlike other maps, it is quite cluttered, quite very close range, but if you know how to kill enemies, spawn trap them, and snipe them fast, I think you're able to manage at least. Alright, now we move on to insane. This is where it gets real tough. So first up we got Caro. The old Caro we had back then, it wasn't even too bad. In fact, it was actually manageable to hit a quad feed. Now it's like very cluttered like shopping center, and it's somehow way worse than shopping center in terms of hitting a feed. It's like everyone is gonna be everywhere, and gunfights are gonna take place everywhere in that map. So yeah, I don't think as a sniper you will stand a chance unless you shoot very fast. Rooftops, same thing. Very cluttered, very close, and so unfun if you. And prepare to get split like a lot in this map. Factory, I can say the same thing. I think the best strategy to hit a quad feed here is just to camp, honestly. I really have nothing else to say. Now I move on to Tides, which is, in my opinion, one of the worst maps I have ever played in an FPS game. Ever. I did manage to hit a quad feed there, but this was, keep in mind, 1 year ago. Yes, that's right, 1 year ago. That's how bad this map is in terms of hitting clean quad feeds. Like the last maps, shoot fast, kill enemies fast, and you'll manage. Mayday is the toughest of every single insane map that I mentioned. The reason is, it's everything all the other hard, tough maps are, except way, way harder than expected. You just have to get lucky, that's all. Now I move on to Impossible. These two maps define possibly some of the worst maps you can ever try to hit a quad feed in any first-person shooter games at all. Like, even Containers from Call of Duty is easier than this. Like, I swear, it is that bad. First up, we got Shipyard. Do I really need to say? Do I really need to say anything other than how cluttered and annoying this map is? And last but not least, Rocket Facility. Thank God I've hit a feed on that map. That map is such a nightmare. It's not even fun. Like, it's everything. Like I said before, it's everything all the other maps have in terms of negatives, but all combined and multiplied by, I don't know, a 10,000, whatever multiplier you guys have in mind. It is that bad. Honestly, it is that bad. People can camp and kill you. People can even shoot you by the sides. They can even split your feet so easily, which is why this is the hardest of the absolute hardest to hit a clean quad feed on. And that, my friends, is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for top clips of March 2023.